Hi. Oh God. Oh God. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so I just watched Kate's last two videos and I watched them on my TV, and then just as I started making this, my Chromecast timed out and it was like, I know it's gonna be flashing different pictures from my camera roll, and that is gonna be too distracting. So TV off. Okay. I'm glad you have water again and it wasn't gone for that long. I'm also really glad to hear that people were donating it. It reminds me of early in the COVID days where no matter where you looked, you couldn't find hand sanitizer. And then in my parents' hometown, an alcohol bottling company made hand sanitizer and put it in their like alcohol bottles. And I think they were giving it out to the hospital and like hospital employees and stuff. So I just remember that being one of those like the world is coming together for good moments. My hair was so freaking cute. I got it cut, and of course I put it up in like a bun-ish thing, and then I was like, oh, I need to record. Let me pull it down, and now it looks a hot mess. So maybe one of these days you'll see it nice. Anyway, I'm glad people are donating water. The smoke. Oh my god, I've seen all these pictures of Seattle. I know you don't live in Seattle, but like I keep seeing all of these pictures, and it just looks like horrific. Oh my god. All of those people in Washington and Oregon who are dealing with this, it's like I don't even know how you could leave your house. Like I wouldn't feel comfortable with that. I would just stay indoors 100% of the time. Um, that looks like, of course you're gonna end up with headaches and scratchy throats. I'm so sorry you guys are dealing with that. And also this scratchy throat, whatever the cause was, since you weren't sure, sounded really painful. So I'm really sorry if that is that painful. Um, the boil watery as flyers and texts I found really interesting because I was thinking like how would I expect to get that notification? And I would expect it from Facebook, but not from the city. I would expect it from like the community group because the people in that are kind of like nosy and know everything and talk about everything. So I feel like they would post it there before I'd hear it anywhere else. Um, but in terms of like actual communication from the city, I don't even know how I'd get that. Like if there is a phone list, I'm not on it. So I guess if they mailed things out, I would get it. My house is kind of set back, so even if you were doing flyers, you might not even realize my house was here or that someone lived at it. Um, it's also like it's a duplex, but it doesn't look like it. It's just one physical building. And if you left a flyer at this door and not my door, I would never see that, and I might not know that the other house got it. Anyway, all these things that I'm now thinking about that I never would have thought about before. But yeah, I even before you mentioned Facebook, Facebook was how I thought of it. Like that's how I figured I'd get the info. Um, I also follow a Sonoma County specific fire blogger. Well, she's a blogger about other things, but like I follow her for her fire threads during the fall on Twitter. I feel like I'd probably hear it from her too. Um, Laundry, I hadn't even that had not occurred to me. Not being able to shower occurred to me. Not being able to brush your teeth occurred to me. But dirty clothes, oh my god, it didn't even occur to me. And then I was like, if it's out for a week or two and you were already at the end of your laundry cycle, that would be an actual nightmare because I don't have that many clothes. I don't have backup clothes. I live in a 200 square foot apartment. So like if you're at that point, you just are re-wearing things, and what do you do when you run out of underwear? And anyway, I'm going to stop thinking about this because it didn't happen to you. You have water back. You can do laundry. It didn't happen to me ever. It's fine. Um, if they didn't post it on the city website, though, what's the point of having a city website? Like, that's the exact kind of reason you have a city website. Otherwise, no one's going on your city website. This is the time people would go on it. The indicator tasks for what you're able to do. Um, yeah, that's pretty much exactly it. And I hadn't thought of it like the way you phrased that, but it's absolutely right. Like, um, it it indicates other things that I wouldn't think to consider, but I think about this one, and it is an indication of whether or not everything else is already happening. I'm just not questioning every single tiny little thing. Um, like I'd show you my apartment right now, but I don't really want to show you. Like, for example, the other day I pulled out my sleeping bag because I thought it was cold, and I went to try to sleep in it, and then it was too hot. So I threw it on the floor, and then just used the blanket. And I rolled up the sleeping bag and I tied it up, but I left it in the middle of my floor and it's still there. So like this is the kind of thing that happens in the same week like last week that I missed a video. Like I tried. I did the thing where I rolled it up and tied it up, and it's not like a gigantic mess. But I did not get to the point of like having my act together. Um, yes. Brendan Fraser as a coping mechanism. Um, it's so funny. Like, I okay, hard left turn in conversation, or it's gonna feel like that. I haven't had a real crush on like a real person in a really long time, and it's amazing, and I love it, and I'm so happy about it. I don't want to deal with that anymore. Um, like crushes are so I don't like it. I don't enjoy it. I like the romantic stuff, but the crushes, no, I don't like it. I don't like how it makes me feel. I don't like who it makes me as a person. Anyway, but I've had some very interesting celebrity crushes this year, like Mark Hamill in 1970, Brendan Fraser in 1997. Like those are my celebrity crushes in 2022. Those two people in very different eras from now. Um, it's a very, very strange phenomenon, and I don't really understand it. Um, I'm trying not to watch George of the Jungle again because after I watched it twice in one day, 2 days later I had the impulse to watch it again, and then I was like, I don't want this to become a movie that is associated with only this, and then I never watch it again. Like that would be very bad. Because I have things where like I make them one association, then I can't break that association, and I don't want to do that to that movie because it's cute. Um, it's interesting you said when you're ill, you watch TV because it's kind of like that brainless, stare forward, follow it, not too much to do. And when you're healthier, you do other things. That makes a lot of sense to me. Like, I can totally see how that would follow a pattern, sort of. I am very, very bad at TV in a focusing sense. Like, this is part of why I think I have ADHD is, like, I can't follow 8 episode shows if they come out on 8 different weeks. So like I don't even if they come out all at once, like Never Have I Ever is what 6, 8 episodes. I couldn't finish that. I'm really bad at TV. So in that sense, if I'm watching something by myself and I don't have a second person like as my impetus to watch, which is like the whole Brendan Fraser thing, but if I'm watching something by myself, if I can actually watch through something, it means ADHD is not currently an issue. And if I can't, which is most of the time, like that sort of thing is like has precedence, I guess. It's so interesting because like we're people are very different. Like we think, like humans are more the same than they are different, and that's true. But like there are more differences than I wouldn't be aware of. Like I don't. It's so hard to explain how I am bad at TV, but I very much am. Like even probably my two favorite shows of all time are Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Superstore. I've never finished either of them. At this point, I've had months or years to finish. Like, I am several seasons behind on both, despite, like, literally saying they're my favorite show of all time, watching highlight clips on YouTube all the time. I'm so bad at TV, I haven't finished them. Um, yes. Okay, I do not ever rewatch my videos. I'll rewatch the first 30 seconds to make sure it has sound, and then also because it auto plays when you upload it to YouTube. But after that, I never rewatch them. I don't really like watching myself on camera. But you're right. I used to in the early days because the audio would drop out sometimes. I remember like there would be audio and then there just wouldn't. And if you didn't make sure it was there, I didn't have faith that the audio would be all the way through. So like that's what I remember being an issue. Um, Video call, I'm down. If it's the two of us, if it's everybody, I don't care. It's fine. I'm down. I want to do that. Um, I had a stretch of doing something every 2 weeks, and that is over. And now all I have on my schedule is work and sleep. So fun social things, 100% what I want to do. Um, Side note, one of the first times in my whole life, I had a flight canceled this weekend. I was supposed to go to Joshua Tree to see my sister, who I hadn't seen in months, and the airline canceled my flight. And my flight back was the next day, so it wasn't like I could just catch the next flight because it would have been a turn right around. So I didn't get to go. I spent a grand total of like $0 on the flight, $0 on the hotel. I spent $70 on a rental car that I didn't get back, but that's fine. So like, of all the trips to get canceled, it's fine. But I really wanted to see my sister. But my schedule right now is very free. So if you want to schedule a social call, I'm in. This is 10 minutes. I'm not sure if I had other things to say. I'm gonna do NaNoWriMo. You don't have to if you're not into it. If you are, let me know. Um, I'm doing for NaNoWriMo the same book that I did for Camp Nano in April and also July. I could not think of the word April. In my head, it was June. I did so basically all three nanos this year. I'm going to be working on the same story. I'm at about 50,000 words right now. So, like, technically my goals were 30,000 and 20,000, I think. So, like, I hit it. It just took me April, May, June, July, August, September, October. It took me 7 months to do it. So, it's fine. Okay. I don't know that I have anything else to say. Okay, bye. DFTBA. Oh, I'm loving Dear Hank and John. I don't know if you listen to that, but I'm loving it so much. I'm listening to it all the time. Bye.